Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that right now. Hit that subscribe button right below. Chicago Bears coming to town, facing our hometown Cincinnati Bengals. Bears favored by 3. Producer Will also coming to town as well.
Yeah.
Bears fan coming in to watch the Bears in person. They're 4-3, going up against 3-5 Bengals. The big news here is that Joe Flacco is dealing with an AC joint sprain. So it was initially
throwing shoulder.
Yeah, the AC joint. Very common football throwing injury because it's a contact injury, right? I assume it happened on the one sack last week when he went down late, kind of landed on the right shoulder. His status is legitimately up in the air.
Yeah.
And the reports out of from Zach Taylor in Cincinnati, it really is up in the air because they don't know how much Flacco can either deal with the pain, deal with little prep. He's not going to really practice this week and just kind of roll out there and go and play through it. They don't have any experience with that. So they're trying to figure out, is it Joe Flacco? Is it Jake Browning?
I mean, given their dynamic, you would assume that it's like he will have every possible chance to play in this game, and only if it becomes clear it simply cannot happen will they go to Jake Browning again.
It's crazy how that stuff changes because, when Jake Browning came in.
I mean, before this year, you would have said Jake Browning,
of course
if he has to come in, is as good an option as any quarterback in the league. Like, look what happened last time he had to play games for the Bengals. And now it's like Jake Browning can't play football.
He had some good plays in week 2 against Jacksonville. He led a comeback in week 2 to beat the Jags. He threw 3 picks that were all on him as well in that game in relief of Joe Burrow. But he also made a bunch of big plays. So, again, Jake Browning, it's not like he's got zero chance, but the way he played this year was very underwhelming enough that they traded for Joe Flacco. So that's why it's a big story here.
Yeah, it is very funny how quickly you go from total confidence in our backup to our backup can't play football under any circumstances. Now we have to let old man Flacco and his busted shoulder take the helm. It is. I mean, that's massively concerning. Honestly, almost regardless of the outcome. You've got, on the one hand, you have to turn it over to Browning, and that hasn't gone well at all yet this year. Or Joe Flacco plays with a hurt shoulder of some degree, and is he likely to be exceptional with a busted shoulder? Seems not. So the range of outcomes, it seems quite a small slice now that includes Joe Flacco plays flawless football in this game.
The one thing working in Flacco's favor, Cincinnati generally, the trusty pressure chart from Sam Hoppen via NFL Pro. The Bears are in the bottom left. The bottom left constitutes one of the lowest pressure rates, not the lowest, they're bottom 5, bottom 6, and the very lowest time to pressure. So they're getting a low percentage of pressure and at a slow rate. It is a big story for this Bears defense. I said, look, a couple weeks ago I thought they won in the trenches against New Orleans. I thought they did a nice job stopping the run and everything, but the whole season, the Bears have not rushed the passer well. And given the offseason investment in Grady Jarrett, in Dayo Odeyingbo has not been great. They really tried to upgrade the pass rush. Grady Jarrett's, only played 4 games. He's been banged up. So they did what they could. Montez Sweat's been pretty good rushing the passer. Gervon Dexter's been okay. But they're just not getting home quickly and creating a lot of havoc for a defensive line that had a bit of an overhaul this offseason. It's been a weakness for multiple years now in Chicago, and it's not necessarily better.
No, I mean, Montez Sweat's kind of a boomer bust player at the moment. This game, interestingly, features 2 players. So currently 3 players are tied in the NFL for pressures that have created turnovers, right? According to NGS, 3 of them have 3.
Sweat's up there.
Josh Hines-Allen, Montez Sweat, and Trey Hendrickson are all tied for 3 turnovers forced by pressure. The difference is, though, or one of the differences, Montez Sweat's average time to pressure comes at like 3.3 seconds, and his get-off is over a second. Like, all of the other numbers are pretty bad, but that one number, he's been impacted. He's impacted the game in terms of turnovers have come from when he does get pressure.
I didn't notice. I noticed the slow get-off last year, but I wasn't sure to chalk it up to the injury that Sweat tried to play through in the second half of the season. I've always liked him as a good player, and he had the late forced fumble against Rattler a couple weeks ago. So you're right. There's some boom or bust there for the Bears, and similar on the offense, right? The inconsistencies of the offense. This was going back to the pictures that I paint in my head. The preseason picture that I painted, Sam, was like this week. This is the week where the Bears offense turns it all around. I predicted first half of the season, Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson trying to figure it out, feel things out, what works, what doesn't.
Oh, it's like a switch. It's just going to go like 1 week this year. It's just going to be like, they're good now.
This is the week. I didn't really say it like that, but I said, hey, maybe in the second half of the year, the Bears are on the upswing and you see just more consistency from Caleb and from Ben Johnson and the whole deal. And there's maybe they don't even make the playoffs, but there's tons of optimism heading into next year. And so we'll see. That was the story. That was what happened with Jordan Love and the Packers 2 years ago, where Love, the first half of the season for Love was very inconsistent. Remember we were saying, like, do his receivers even have the same playbook as him? Why can't they get on the same page? And before you know it, Jordan Love looked like an all-pro during Toyotathon. So Caleb Williams, is this the time? Can they do it beyond the script, beyond the first 15? Can they find some rhythm offensively? It's been very inconsistent.
Here's an interesting number for you. The Bears have had 14 players on defense that have rushed the passer at least double-digit number of snaps, right? So between defensive linemen, blitzers, et cetera, 14 different guys have rushed the passer 10 or more times. Of those 14, 6 of them have a pass rush win rate of 5.3% or worse, which is terrible, like catastrophic levels. And only one of them is above 14% at all. So Montez Sweat is by far the best at 15.3. Basically, everybody else has been some form of substandard pass rusher.
All right, well, and then let's flip it to the other side now as we're talking about Caleb Williams and the Bears offense. Yeah, the Bears pass rush has struggled. The Bengals, if you're looking at their pass rush stats, they are not blitzing, lowest blitz rate in the entire NFL. And for the second straight year, one of the worst four-man rushes in the NFL. So they're 29th in overall pressure rate. They're 29th in non-blitz pressure rate. And they're blitzing only 15% of the time. Let's see, next closest is 17%. That's the Packers. Interesting dynamic there, right? So you have the Packers rarely blitzing, but they're 7th in non-blitz pressure rate because they have, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary. They have guys that can win. The Bengals can't get home.
Yep.
And they're not even trying to mix it up and blitz. It's fascinating because I don't know that was Al Golden's style. I don't remember his blitz rates exactly at Notre Dame, but they played a lot of tough man coverage last year, and Golden's called defenses a lot throughout his career. I don't remember him as like a uber low blitz rate guy, and a lot of defensive coordinators adjust to their personnel. In Cincinnati's personnel, when Trey Hendrickson's out there, he can get pressure, but they do not have defensive tackles that can rush the passer. They don't have another edge rusher, Miles Murphy or Joseph Asai. They use Asai on the interior a little bit to rush the quarterback. They're not great. And they're still just like, we'll rush with 4. So the last 2 weeks we've seen Aaron Rodgers have his best game by far against Cincinnati. Justin Fields have one of his best games, probably his second best back. Best since week 1. I mean, Caleb Williams, I think, is primed for a huge game against this Bengals defense, especially if they just keep doing what they're doing. Hey, we're just going to rush 4, play coverage on the back end where we're not even great there either outside of DJ Turner.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, it's the Bengals defense has been a get-right spot for offenses, so it is the time. I mean, if they still look inconsistent and ropey and capable of rough play and, can't put it together, I mean, then you're like, well, when is this going to happen? If now is the game. Like, this is the game because the Bengals, not only are they not particularly good on defense, but as you said, they're not creative either. They're going to show you what they're doing and not execute it well. So, yes, if Caleb Williams and the Bears offense can't carve them up, you've got real problems.
I've changed my pick.
Yeah.
Right, talking through this whole thing, I don't have faith in the Bengals defense.
No.
You've got Flacco with an AC joint. That hurts, man. So that hurts.
Yeah.
AC, it's tough to, once you get above.
I mean, the dude's 41 years old or whatever, and he's got a hurt shoulder. How can that go well?
Can't go well, right? But Bears pass rush, not great. Flacco gets rid of the ball. There's elements of, they can survive that as long as he can throw. If it's Browning, who the heck knows? just don't know what you're going to get from Jake Browning at this point.
Nobody knows.
I think the Bears are going to move the ball, though.
Would be kind of funny if Browning plays and balled out.
But the thing is, I don't know. It's tough, right? The Bengals offense has been outstanding the last 2 weeks with Flacco. Now, against the Steelers and Jets, I think they could have similar success against Chicago. Over-under is 50.5, shootout-ish. Predicting again. I'm back and forth. What are you going to do on this one? Chicago by 3.
I'm going to go with the Bears. I feel like, again, the chances of getting, I guess having outlined the Browning scenario, there are 2 possible ways, but the slivers of the most likely things to happen where you get a high-end game from a hurt Joe Flacco or Jake Browning having to play and balling out like he did the previous times, not last time, they feel like very unlikely things to happen. The far more likely things to happen are either Jake Browning has to play and plays like he did before he got basically benched for Flacco, or a hurt Joe Flacco has to play and probably doesn't play very well.
But you got a hurt Joe Flacco. You still have the receivers. You have going up against an okay pass rush. I think if he's going to play, I'm sure he can just at least throw the ball, right?
If 41-year-old Joe Flacco with a busted shoulder is still able to hang 303 touchdowns on an NFL defense, then I'm just giving up. I don't know what makes any sense anymore.
Just a Flacco hater. I'm flipping back to Cincinnati for the Zennials.
What?
For the Zennials that like Flacco. He's our age.
In solidarity with the old man with the hurt shoulder.
Yeah. You stick with the 40-year-olds.
As a fellow 40-year-old with a hurt shoulder,
Yeah. So I'll take but if it's Browning, I'll take the Bears. It's a Whitwood out thing. It's a Whitwood out. Harry's going to take the Bears in this one, to be like you. Go on my initial instinct, Cincinnati.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a video.
You heard the man. Subscribe.